Hello YouTube, Dogfoot9 here, and welcome to another episode of the Arsenal Career Mode. And today we're starting off with some transfers, as we are going to probably do every single episode until the transfer window is over. And I'm just looking through some offers to Thomas from Ireland, and they aren't really that good. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to reject all offers for him because I cannot lose another centre-back. You saw the hassle we were in when Jerome, was it? I can't remember which centre-back was injured. But I think it might have been Shelny over Marlon. One of those two were injured, and that meant we were down to 3 centre-backs. And we had to play 2 at a time, obviously in this formation, and we needed 1 on the bench, and that meant we had to constantly rotate them. I was playing a youth centre-back, and that was costing us quite a few goals, and you know, it wasn't the best. So I'm not selling a centre-back this time, and I'm going to try and buy a really good centre defensive mid. I mean, Mikel Arteta, he's good, but I'm going to try and get Elm in, as you guys know, and that's probably going to help like solidify that centre defensive mid position, because at the moment we've got Diaby, who's really good at it. We've got Flamini, who plays a bit more defensive, but he can score goals, and I want someone else who's going to fill a good role at, 'cause at the moment, if I'm not playing Diaby or Flamini, seems to be like a gap between my midfield and my centre backs, and I don't really want that. And at the moment, I'm just trying to sign another centre attacking mid, and this time I'm trying to sign Panjek from Roma, because he's quite a good young centre midfielder, and he can play at the cam position, and the reason I'm signing him is because I really want to move Jack Wilshere back to centre defensive mid position, so you know, because I think he plays a bit better in that position. Cam is alright, but I want someone who can set up the ball a bit more, and Ozil can do that, and Panjek can do that as well. Obviously I don't know all the information about him, but I'm going to try and get him, because he's a really good young talent, and my scouts did say a lot of good stuff about him. I'm also going to try and sell buy Abel Hernandez. I know he's been downgraded from the last FIFA. I know that already. I just don't know how much buy, because his team got relegated to Serie B, I think it is. So he's like, I think he's in mid-70s, a bit lower than 75. I'm going to try and pick him up because he is tall and he is fast. The kind of player I want, because, you know, I've got a tall player in Oliver Giroud, who's alright at the feet, and he can score if he wants to. I've got a fast player in Royce who's alright in the air, but I want someone who's fast and is good in the air, someone who I can bring on as a super sub, and Nicholas Bentner just didn't fit that criteria. So getting into this game against Fulham now, I have decided to put, I think it was Markovic up front, because I wanted a bit of pace. I wanted to see how he'd play, and you know, just to see if I do really need that extra striker, and I do kind of need it, because Markovic, he's a very good player, he just needs more experience, and he needs to, you know, he needs to learn the role of being a striker better, because at the moment he does really feel like a centre attacking mid or a left midfielder, and that's the position he plays at. But, you know, I want to play him as a striker, so I think he'd be better in that position. I mean, he could play a left midfielder for me, but I've got so many good wingers. I need to kind of give them a bit of time, because Markovic, he's not as good as players like Podolski, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and you know, Walcott and all of those players, probably not even as good as Kelvin, but I still want to play him, because I think if I could, he's got like the basics for a striker. I think if I moulded him into like the stats that he needs to be a good striker, and I keep on playing him as a striker, he will, you know, one day become a really good striking option for me. He might not become my like first option for a bit now, because you know, I've got Marco Reus, who's still quite young and he's already really good, so he'll probably be my striker for a good couple of seasons. But once he like gets sold or he wants to leave the club, Markovic I think will be perfect to replace him. And as you saw there, Mikel Arteta scored our final goal in that game, and Elm comes back and says he's ready to join the club. He just needs a contract offer, and that's probably because Mikel Arteta played so well in the last game. And here, Abel Hernandez also going to pay more than 3.5 million for him and Bentner, because I think that's paying a bit too much. He's got good potential because he's only 23. I reckon he'll grow to at least 85 if I play him quite a bit. Obviously he won't be getting played as much as my other strikers, because obviously they're better than him, and also he's got to be eased into the squad, because otherwise he's not going to be scoring those goals. As you saw earlier on, even Marco Reus was it was difficult for him to even score goals. And as you can see, Elm accepts our offer straight away. He accepts the contract offer. He's moving into a bigger league, really, well, FIFA C, the Russian league as not really as big a league as the Premier League, because they didn't even put out a team of season for them last year. And Ivory Coast, they offered me a position as their head manager there, and I decided, you know what, I'd take it, and I did take it because I thought, the Ivory Coast, they'd be a good team that I could mould and they've got quite a good young base, because they've just got a really good young base. We've got Didier Drogba, we've got Yaya Toure, some experienced players in there who can help me nurture, I can't say the word, to the young players, so they're good at the game and they kind of learn it a bit better. And at the moment, the Ivory Coast, they're kind of based on quick football, but I also want to put in an aspect of build-up football and things like that, building up the pace of the game. And Abel Hernandez, he is now joining the club. I think I've saved quite a bit on wages there, as you saw. That's going to be needed for the player I'm going to sign in the next episode. And also Panjak, because, he's going to be quite a bit to sign as well. But obviously I'm trading a player, so the transfer cost is obviously cut down. Well, the cost of the contract is cut down, so that might give me a bit more money to spend on a player who I'm going to try and get in the next episode. I might have time to show you me trying to sign him in the next episode. I don't know, it might be the next one, but stay tuned for another big signing. I know we're signing quite low signings, but this guy, he's still quite young, and he's on par, maybe just a bit less than the Royce deal, because that was quite a big deal, because I just sold Santi Cazorla. But this guy, I'm going to be trading one of my bigger players for him, maybe a player who I don't use enough, but I don't really like him at the moment, so that's probably why I'm going to trade him, and I'm going to trade him for this player. So anyway, there, just looking through Abel Hernandez's stats, I'm just looking through who I can put on the bench. I was going to put Abel Hernandez on the bench anyway, because it's his first game, so I might bring him on as a sub, and I probably will do that in this game. So we're against Manchester United, and Manchester United, they beat us 1-0. But, it was quite a lucky goal. Van Persie did just get it over Kieran Gibbs. I felt a bit sorry for Gibbs, because he was the smallest player on the line for us, and I think he was a bit lucky that Robin Van Persie directed it in that, his direction, because there was 4 players, including the goalkeeper, near the line, and it just managed to go to Gibbs, and it's a bit unfortunate that the game was quite balanced, especially in the second half. Arsenal were really pressing against Man U, and as you can see here, Man U are pressing against us, but we do manage to get a breakaway. And Diaby here, showing his good pace there. He's quite fast, and Walker gets out on the wing here, and just gets straight past. I think that was Ferdinand. He got past there, but I can't quite remember. And he crosses it into Marco Reus, and he puts that into the back of the net, and that's a really good goal for us there to be scoring. And a random long shot there. I think it was from Rooney or Fellaini. I couldn't quite see there. I just missed it. Chesney gets the ball, and Chesney boots it upfield, and Marco Reus is pressing on to the defenders, and Ozil manages to get the ball back here. A brilliant through ball, and Marco Reus takes it on his head and puts it into the back of the net, which makes it 2-0, and that is how the game is going to finish there, guys. Probably with the momentum of the football, in real life, that's probably how it should have finished in real life, but teams do get lucky. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, also subscribe for more FIFA 14 and Battlefield 4, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.